Hey guys, good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. Today is Monday, September 6th. Oh, sorry, guys. It's Tuesday, actually. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Today's Tuesday, September 6th. I just forgot it was the long weekend. Hopefully, everyone had a great weekend so far. Um, it is 6:19 right now. Market's going to open in about 11 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and set up this room real quick and then we can get started. Man, that's crazy. September 6th already. So we're more than halfway past the year. This year's been flying by. So let me go ahead and set up this room real quick and then we can get started. So see a couple more things here to update. Um, all right, that's good. Couple more here. It's good. Yeah, man, today's Tuesday. Solid. Looks good. And looks like we're ready to go. So let me get this link sent out to you guys here in the premium. Then we get started our session for today. So, there you go. Get this sent out right here as well. All right, cool guys. So I'll get a few minutes for people to make their way in. And then we can get started. As people make their way in, I'm going to go ahead and mark up the K2SR zones right here. Right there. Right there. And there. All right, cool. So not too bad. Extend this one out a little bit. All right, solid. So I got all the zones right here marked up for our K2SR rejection strategy. Let's see, it looks like about half you guys are here. So let's see who's here so far. Morning, Patricia. Morning, Ruin. Morning, Peter. Morning, Kenny. Morning, everybody. I'll give it a few minutes for people to continue to make their way in. As we begin to exit summer, guys, the market's going to start moving directional and we can start applying other strategies. But for the moment, I'm going to stick with the K2SR rejection entries for now until we've confirmed that the market is, done ranging and whatnot. So with that said, right now, we're still going to be sticking with the K2SR rejection strategy. Let me go ahead and check news real quick to see if there's anything that we should be anticipating for today. We have news at 6:45, final services PMI, 7 o'clock, ISM services PMI. And I think that's about it. So 6:45 and 7. I'm going to go ahead and mark that up right now. 6:45. And 7. So they're pretty close to each other. There's nothing else this morning. Let me check my FX book real quick. Yeah, 6:45 and 7. Other than that, I think we're good to go. Solid. All right, let's see who else is here. Let's see. Morning Marco, morning Talanji, morning Mace, morning Karen, morning Al. Yeah, Dejan said LOL. FTML is doing a 500K challenge. I saw that in my email. If they do that, I'm kind of curious to see what the max allocation is. It's going to be 900. I mean, it's got to be 900K, right? Because if people already maxed out 400K and they're allowing people to get a 500K account, we'll see. I mean, if that's possible, then, I might just buy another challenge just for the heck of it. See if I could win that. Yeah, Talanji said only one person can win a 500K account. Yeah, it's basically a raffle, but I think they're doing that because they're going to expand, the max allocation. So, I mean, we'll see. Morning, sir, and morning, everybody. So happy Tuesday, everybody. Hopefully everyone had a great weekend. Today is Tuesday, September 6th. It is 6:25 right now. Market's going to open in about 5 minutes. We're back from a long weekend, so you want to be a bit cautious when trading on market open because we might get some crazy movement. Should be no surprise because we're coming back from a long weekend, meaning the market was closed for an extra day, Monday. But we'll pick back up, where we started. So today we plan on having the mentoring session, guys. So if you guys can or can't attend it, just let me know and we can try to reschedule it. It's just this day, since we're missing one day out of the week, it might be difficult for us to hold it. So I will, I'll put up a poll and I'll see if I can host any other day. But I think the main days might be today and possibly Friday. Let me check real quick. Yeah, I think those are going to be the main days for me to host it. Or actually, it might just be today. So I'll hold the mentoring session today. I don't think I can hold it any other day this week. But if it doesn't work for you guys, it's okay because we'll hold it again next week. And we'll see how the market moves today. Yeah, Seth said, get those sweet sells, let the recession recess. LOL. Yeah, no, we'll see how the market moves today, guys. I mean, we are entering the fall, so I think when the data comes out for the next quarter, it's gonna make a change in the market. But it looks like all the futures are currently bullish right now. So pre-market, the Dow is currently up 176 points, S&P is up 21 points, NASDAQ futures are up 57 points, oil's up 1%, and 10-year bond is up 3.263%. So with that said, I mean, everything's pretty bullish, but I think since everything is bullish, it might drop on open, just like what, Seth said. Morning, Maria. Morning, David. That is 623, one V1 continuation and take it to pre-market full TP. Yeah, no, I can see that right there, Maddie. Right here, pre-market. All right, so price dropped pretty heavy right here, and it's starting to drop. It's doing exactly what I just mentioned right now. So I mentioned all the futures here are bullish, and it looks like price is doing the opposite and dumping below. So just be careful, guys, because this could be a lot of pre-market manipulation. Looking over here at the sentiment, though, sentiment's currently 55% long, indicating that 55% of retail traders are currently buying right now. So our long-term bias with regard to sentiment is going to be bearish. So we typically want to sell due to the fact that majority of retail traders are currently buying. Looking over here at the fundamentals are currently up 183 points. So with that said, these two contradict each other. This is telling us to take sells. This is telling us to take buys. Looking over here at the technicals on the short term, it's telling us to take sells as well. So we'll have to wait and see what the market gives us. Don't hop into trades too early. You want to make sure that the market is stabilized from the long weekend before you hop into a trade, because you're probably going to get caught in some fake outs right on market open. So just be cautious and careful. Yeah, Talanji also mentioned today's Trap Tuesday. So just keep that in mind as well. Hey, Fahad, morning. Morning, Steven. Thanks, Stanley. Yeah, I got the news on there. We got news right here at 6:45 my time and 7 o'clock as well, which would be 3 hours ahead, 9:45 and 10 Eastern time. Seth's asking if anyone's speaking today. I didn't see anything on the news, so I don't think so. Hey, Slava, morning. All right, guys, market's going to open in about 30 seconds. When the market opens, we'll see where price pushes. There's currently no zones below here, but as the market does push along, there should be some zones that will create below here, which is fine because the sessions are down here. So we kind of want it to be away from these sessions anyways. There's a lot of sessions down here, actually, a ton of them. So we'll see where market goes. Market is now open, guys. So here is the opening candle right here. Yeah, I know. Seth said we need that Biden liquidity. Steven says he's ready to make 500 bucks today. Definitely, Steven. So let's hit your profit goal and make sure that you don't make any mistakes. So just make sure that you're patient and you wait for these entries to come up. All right, so here we go. As price pushes around at this point, this is going to be the opening candle right here. I'm going to go ahead and mark up opening price, which will be right there. New York opening price. So there we go. As price pushes right back up, right? This is already fully anticipated because I mentioned that some manipulation is going to happen on open. Just let price push up. It's okay if price pushes up and then comes back down. The thing is, there's no zones down here anyways. So let's take a look at the overall bias again. So looking over here, sentiment is currently 56% long, indicating that 56% of retail traders are currently buying right now, right? So if there's this many traders buying, we typically want to sell. There's not a lot, so it's going to be somewhat neutral. So our long-term bias is going to be neutral bearish. And the reason for that is because we want to do the opposite of the retail traders. However, it's not strong enough. We typically want it to be over 60%, generally around 70% or more. That's going to be where we want it to be, but right now it's not there yet, right? So with that said, we have a neutral to bearish bias. Looking over here at the fundamentals are currently up 118 points. So this is going to contradict each other. This is indicating to take buys. This is indicating to take sells. So with that said, we have a neutral bias overall. Short-term bias, we currently have a sell bias. And the reason for that is because the pivots over here indicating that we're in a downtrend. Pivots are angling downwards, plus the red pivot is over the green, plus the trend meter down here is also red. So with that said, our short-term bias is indicating a sell. Our long-term bias is neutral. So we just have to work with it and see where we can take entries. However, looking at these horizontal lines, this is the session high for New York session. This is going to be the London high, and this is going to be the Asia low. So with that said, we don't want to trade around these areas. Anywhere where we have these horizontal lines, these are going to be considered red flags. This is where a lot of manipulation happens. As you guys can see, whenever price comes and touches these price points, you can see price came down, touched this purple line, it bounced right up, right? Right here, price came up and touched this green line, and then it faked out, came up, faked out, came back down, faked out, and swung right back up. So you don't want to trade around these points. You want price to push away from them, and then when price is away, then you can take some entries. So right here was a full-on reversal. Right here was a fake out to continuation. And then right here, another manipulated price movement. So you don't want to take trades around these horizontal lines because these horizontal lines will provide uncertainty in the market. So to make sure that you're waiting for that to pass, once price is pushed away from these points, we can probably look for an entry somewhere in between. So see if there's anything else here coming up. Thanks, Miriam. Yeah, we do have news coming up right here at 6:45 and at 7 my time, which should be 9:45 your time and 10 Eastern. So yeah, with that, so there's not really much for us to look at right now. This is the news event that just came out. It says US stocks rise as Wall Street looks to reverse 3-week losing streak. So I think this right here is just a temporary push to the upside because of the news. And then I think price is going to drop right back down. So this news event came out, people bandwagon onto those buys, and I think price is just going to swing right back down from this point here. However, you want to wait for it to get away from these sessions. All right. Which link are you talking about? The CNBC, Seth? This one? There you go. I'll put it there in the Zoom. So it's just a little news release, you know, basically indicating that the market is looking to recover. Usually when CNBC reports something, the market does the opposite. So with them saying that the market's going up, I think price is actually going to come right back down. Price is probably going to break below here, or once it does break below, it's going to come back and retest opening price right there. So we'll see how far it drops. Seth said, can one of us get a job at CNBC and be a writer? Exactly right. Let's see. Steven said, I'm not taking this entry, too risky. There's no entry to take right now, Steven. Not sure which one you're looking at. Let's see. Yeah, no, exactly. Okay, I see, Steven. Yeah, I wouldn't take it. Definitely wouldn't take it. So I think price is going to push down to this point right here and retest opening price. It's kind of my guess where price is going. See how far it pushes below. That's going to be my target price point. Main reason I'm thinking of that is because I'm doing opposite of retail sentiment right here. Sentiment's indicating that price is going to, or 56% of retail traders are currently buying right now. So I typically will want to do the opposite. With that said, this is indicating, neutral to bearish long-term bias. Short-term bias right here as well is indicating the sell, because price is below the pivots are angling down, red pivots over green, trend mirror is also red. So I think where price is going to go is down. Where I think price is going to try to and reach is going to be the opening price below here. So we'll see where price goes from that point. There's still no entries here with the K2SR rejections. Let's see if price pushes back up here and retest the sessions. What might happen here is price might push up, retest the session right here, and then continue dropping. See how far is it from the session? 180 pips. But this is going to be the target price point right there. Not bad. Yeah, Seth said that could possibly be a pullback for the new lows. Pat also mentioned buy breakout would be invalid anyways, would it not? Green signal on a red. Yeah, exactly, Pat. It would have to have a signal, proper signal within the it would have to be a proper momentum signal. So no, you're right, Pat. So just like what Pat said right there, Stephen, that wouldn't have been a breakout entry anyways, because you'd have to be, in that direction. There you go with the target. So price did hit our target price point right there, and it continued to drop. So analysis played out perfect, right? This is why you want to look at the long-term direction, because if you look at long-term direction here and you align it with the short-term direction, you could already anticipate where price is going to go. And the price targets are usually the same, right? If price goes opposite of opening price right here, it typically comes back down to retest it. So we will see where it goes from here. No, Steven, if there was a sell, I would have told you. Steven, you got to listen to the analysis, bro. I already mentioned where price is going, and it went exactly to where we anticipated. And I'm going to be transparent with you guys. I did take a sell here. So I know that I don't like, I always give you guys analysis, and a lot of you guys have been telling me, why am I not taking these trades here? It's because I don't want you guys to be taking risky trades. But every time I give you guys my analysis, it plays out properly. So if I see a trade come down in the direction I think price is going to come down there, I typically take it with the trailing stop. So I did take it with the trailing stop, and it pulled off. I only made 510 off that, so it's cool. But the official trades, so I'm going to take some of these speculative trades on my own. I'm not going to tell you guys when I'm taking them because I don't want you guys to develop bad habits, like taking random trades, right? Especially for Steven here, because I don't want Steven to be taking random trades and then, screwing up his account. Because you have to understand what I'm trying to tell you guys with my analysis here. So if you guys understand my analysis and you know where price is going, because I literally told you guys price was going to come up here, break below here, and then come down and test the opening price, right? So I took the sell there with the trailing stop. When price pulled back right here, it pulled me out. So I made about a 50 pip TP where it stopped me out in profit. But I'm not going to tell you guys when I take those trades. If you guys understand my analysis and you guys can take them, feel free to take the trades. I'm going to take them with you with a trailing stop, and I'm just going to let the trades run. However, the official trades are only going to be the K2SR rejection entries here, right? So just keep that in mind. I'm taking these trades. I know Marco said, haha, my man, because Marco is actually one of the guys that messaged me like last week. He was like, all your analysis plays out perfect. Why don't you take any of these trades? And I only do that to protect the accounts for certain people in the group that don't know what they're doing, right? The people who are just entering random trades. So I'm going to be taking trades behind the scenes. I'll be taking trades when I see entries. I'm just going to take them with a trailing stop. If they hit me out in profit, great. Typically, they're going to hit me out at break even most time because my trailing stop is going to be very tight. However, the official trades that are going to count for our results are only the ones that I tell you guys to take. So just keep that in mind. So when I post profits later, you'll see that I have other trades that I've taken. Those trades are not going to count. It's only going to be the official ones that we take on the live here. So just keep that in mind. So yeah, nice. Looks like Maddie took it. Talanji took it as well. So a lot of you guys here took that sell that I mentioned over here. A lot of these trades you can really anticipate, because if we have a sell bias, like for example, price came below this point right here, you already know that the next target is going to be the sessions right here, right? So there's going to be areas here where you can take trades. But just keep that in mind. Don't feel that you guys are missing anything if you guys don't understand the analysis yet, because these types of trades are risky trades unless you really know what you're doing. So just keep that in mind, guys. And I'm doing this only because I've missed out on a ton of trades over the past couple of months because I've been playing it too safe for, certain people in the group. And it's not necessarily a bad thing because I'm teaching you guys discipline, but it's taking a toll on my account because I'm missing out on a lot of good trades that I could be taking. So just keep that in mind. So I drew these red lines right here because we have a red zone or a dead zone right here where we shouldn't be taking any entries. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to mark up let's do it, date range. So no trades until price is out of this area right here. We have news coming up shortly. No entries from this point right here. So let me check my other accounts. There was some slippage on that last trade. Yeah, it's way too overextended for a sell anyways, guys. You got to wait for it to pull back a bit. So just listen to my analysis, guys. If you guys listen to my analysis, you'll know exactly where price is going. Because I'm literally breaking it down for you guys like step by step. But only take the trades if you guys know what you're doing, right? If you're listening to my analysis and you're taking trades, that's why you'll see a lot of people here who post a lot of trades, but there's no official entries because they're taking trades based off the analysis. So if you guys understand it, go ahead and take the trades. If not, then just wait for the official entries. And you guys will know if you're able to take the trades or not, because you guys will actually understand, the analysis that I'm giving you guys. And that's a safe way to do it as well. If you guys want to do it the same way I'm doing it, I have my trailing stop set to 100 pips. So once price pushes down 100 pips, it automatically moves my stop loss to break even. And then however far it continues to push, it'll just trail it. So let's see where we're at. All right, looks like we're good. All right, so price is pushing around. Here's news price right here. Thanks, Peter. Peter confirmed that news was negative. I'm gonna go ahead and mark up news price right here. News price is right on the London low. So let's see. This is 6:45 a.m. US news negative. So thanks for the update, Peter. News right here, 6:45. Final services PMI. They're forecasting it to be 44.3. It was 43.7, so it was negative. We're still waiting for this to pass, though. So let me clean this up a little bit. Clean this up and this up right here. I'll leave that last line on right there first. So once price is outside of here, we can start looking for entries again. Let me just zoom out a little bit and see where our next target price will be. So there's no target price here currently, but you definitely don't want to take any sells. So you probably want to hold off on taking these sells right now because it's way too overextended. If you guys forgot how we identify how price is overextended, you just measure it from the top right here and where price is currently at. Prices dropped nearly 2,000 pips with no retracement or consolidation. It looks like price may be going into consolidation right here. So I'm just going to delete this real quick. It looks like price may be going into consolidation right here, but there's no confirmation of it just yet. So there's a possibility of it, but looks like price is continuing to drop. So there is no confirmation yet. Yeah, exactly. Maddie said everyone's trying to catch news, catch the bottom. So, but keeps getting screwed. Yeah, because I think price will keep dropping until they stop everybody out who's entering the sells right here, and then, or who's entering the buys right here. And then once everyone's stopped out, it's going to push price right back up. So just looking over here at sentiment right now. Sentiment is currently 56%. So there's still a lot of buyers in the market right now. They're trying to stop them out before they swing price right back up. So this is what people call catching a falling dagger, right? Some of you guys have heard of that term before. And the term catching a falling dagger is like you trying to enter a buy position right here, and then price just breaks right through your entry and then goes straight to your stop loss. So Steven said today might be a slow day back from vacation. Yeah, no, exactly. It might be a slow day or it might be a very volatile day. Not in a good way though. So just something to obviously keep in mind. A lot of people are coming back from vacation, but it can mean either a lot of people are coming back or not too many people are coming back. All right, let's see where price is going. And just keep in mind, it's only 6:50, guys. Market's been open for like 20 minutes. So Steven's acting like we've been on the market for like 3 hours already. You still have another hour after this, Steven. The zones can refresh down here, which is going to be a good thing. Yeah, I mean, I think that's one thing you got to work on, just like what Maddie said, Steven. You got to work on patience. Because you used to have a lot of patience like earlier in the year. I don't know what happened, bro. You were so good earlier in the year. Like you were asking no questions and you were just showing profits. And then you come back and you're like super impatient and you end up blowing your account. So if you have the patience, I mean, you can do just as good as you did like a couple months ago. I mean, if we go back and look at our messages, you did good for like a good 3-4 months, 0 losses, and then all of a sudden you started becoming impatient. You blew your account like one day. So you just got to be patient, stop taking like a million trades, right? Yeah, I know you want to take the breakouts again, but you can't take the breakouts during the summer because there's a lot of these fake outs. We're exiting summer right now. It's the beginning of September. So we're still technically in summer right now, but eventually the market will start moving directional again. So just looking back to the entries over here. Yeah, you wouldn't have had a breakout today, Steven. Let's take a look at the 3-minute. Yeah, nothing here yet either. One thing to look at on the 3-minute is if you get the opposite entry, right? So I'll go back between here and I'll take a look just to see, but we're going to focus here on the one. Price is still dumping right here, but it's still way too overextended. So if you guys were to measure price from right here, so market open right here, and it's currently down, or not market open, but the highs right there, and price is currently down here. It's pushed down about 2,320 pips. So it's way too overextended. At this point, price has to retrace at some point. It doesn't necessarily mean a reversal is going to happen, but it does have to retrace at some point. Again, right here, this is going to be news price. So just be patient. Once price gets down to here, let's see. B's asking, do you think this could go back to opening price to stop people out before heading back down? I mean, possibly it could. It's done it before, B. So like, yeah, I could see it going. It's not even that far. It's only away 1,450 pips. So it can possibly come up, maybe not all the way to opening price, but close to it. It might come up to news price here to retest news price or the sessions and then come back down. There's going to be some sort of retracement that's due though. So yeah, price can technically reach that point. Odds of it reaching that point are probably unlikely, not during the live session, maybe after like past 8, it'll probably reach that point. But I think right now, first target area is going to be right here. You got to take baby steps, right? Look at the first target areas, and then once price reaches this point, then you can go for the next areas here. These horizontal lines are going to be target price points. So aim for this first, and then after that, price may swing further. But the thing that you want to look at is going to be the sentiment here. If this number increases, right now it's currently at 56. If I refresh it, if this number here increases, then I don't think price is going to keep pushing up, because the fundamentals here aren't necessarily going to be useful to you because they've been bullish all morning, right? They've been bullish. Like, it's not like it's changed. Well, right now it's currently changing because it was bullish before. So this heat map here is going to turn red. Before it was all green, but this is slowly going to start turning red as the numbers here go deeper into the red, right? It was currently on open, it was 180 points in the green. It went straight down to -90. This doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to swing right back up. It's probably just going to keep dropping lower and lower, or it's just going to stabilize around this point. So odds of it pushing back up to here, like within the next hour, probably not, but it might push up to this point right here. So, all right, guys, we got news price coming up shortly. Once price starts to consolidate, then you can start making those types of assumptions, right? Right now, price is still dropping. So until you start to see some sort of reversal or consolidation phase, then price is probably just going to keep dumping from that point. Once you reach like a consolidation phase, then from there, you can measure it. So say if price starts to consolidate, like right here, right? Then that's where you'll measure, okay, how far can price push up? It's 1,300. That'll probably happen. Push it down lower. Once it gets to like the 2,000 area, like 2,300 pips, this is like way too far. I don't think it's going to push up to opening price, but this here is still feasible from here to this target price point. So yeah, just try not to get too ahead of yourself when you guys are analyzing, you know, take things in proportion, right? Because let's see, so market open right here. Let's see how far price pushed from opening price right here up until down here. It's only pushed down 2,000 pips. So that's typically how you want to measure the range, right? So market open right here, and then you just want to see how far it pushed. This is opening price. Price pushed up about 800 pips here, pushed down about 2,000 pips. If you look at the current range, like summer season or late summer season, this is probably as far as it'll push once it gets to like 7 o'clock. The range will be about 2,000 pips, and that's currently where it's at right now. So just expect each phase from 6:30 to 7, 2,000 pips. Expect from 7 to 8, another 2,000 pips. So once it reaches 7 o'clock right here, expect it to push up about 2,000 pips, which could be right there, or 2,000 pips below. It's just repetition. Like, I only know this because I trade US30 every day. If you trade US30 every day, you already know what the range is like. You know, you're not like surprised that it moves 1,000 pips or if it moves, 2,000 pips, because you've already measured it. You already identified the range for the day. So let's see. Talanji said market was at the all-time high all last year and year before. This crappy market is quite new to me. Bring back true. Yeah, no, exactly, Talanji. Well, the year before last year, we were in COVID, and the year before that, we were coming back from COVID, right? So that's why there was different market things going on in the market, which caused price to move that way. This is back to the like normal market. So if you traded before COVID, this summer season is normal. It's like typically like this pretty much every summer when there's nothing crazy going on. The reason market was pretty crazy during COVID is because everyone was home, right? Everyone was kind of trying to get into trading. And those are a lot more retail traders in the market. So a lot more reason to manipulate it. Yeah, exactly. Solange said sentiment over fundamentals. I agree. Nice. Steven said his goal reached from the liquidity push. Made profit off your analysis. Nice work, Steven. So you just got to keep that up, Steven. If you just listen to the analysis and you take trades off even that, once you reach your goal, you should probably just call it a day. Because I know you have 2.5 weeks to pass your challenge. So that's a lot of time to pass. Should be fine. Solange said, all right, I thought it was because Trump, but COVID caused a huge dump and reversal too. Yeah, no, Trump was like more than 2 years ago, right? Because Biden came into office, what, 2 or 3 years ago? So Trump was before that. I'm pretty sure you've been around since before the past 2 years, Solange. So you were around during Trump's time too. Typically, like market only moves like that during the summer when something's going on. Like earlier in the year, there was the Ukraine war. I mean, the Ukraine war is still going on, but I don't know. It's weird. It seems like everyone kind of forgot about it, even myself. But it's still going on every day. Let's see, Solange said, when did Biden win? I think typically Biden took office in like 2021. So he won in 2020, but he took office in 2021. So yeah, the past 2 years have been basically Biden's rule, right? Yeah, so you joined in 2020. That was when Trump was still in house. So you were around when Trump was causing the craziness in the market. I mean, that was a fun time. When Trump was president, you could literally buy at any point and you win as long as you held it long enough, you'd win because price would just go up at some point. Yeah, if you guys were around back then, that was a crazy time because we would I know like now I tell you guys not to trade off news, but we would trade off news all the time because whenever Trump would send a tweet out, we would enter trades. Like ironically, it's like Trump tweets something and then you just buy, and then price will eventually spike up. Like price might be coming down like this, but after Trump tweets, it just spikes straight up. So if you were holding a trade and you had a super long stop loss, eventually you'd hit your TP. So I think that time was like a no-brainer to trade because it was so easy. Like you didn't even have to think. You just wait for Trump to tweet something. And then price would just randomly spike up. It would spike up like 1,000 pips too. So whenever you were in deep drawdown, you wouldn't be scared because you knew price is probably going to come right back up. Yeah, D said Trump's Twitter account was a confluence. It literally was. It was crazy. We would trade basically all fundamentals with Trump's tweets. Like we didn't even use retail sentiment back then. But yeah, it's crazy. All right, news was positive. Thanks, Peter, for that. I'm gonna go ahead and mark up news price again right here. So this is 7 a.m. New York news. Positive. Take this off right here. Take this off right here. So there goes the news candle. All right, so news was positive, and you can see prices doing the opposite. This is why you typically don't want to trade news, at least not regular news. So ISM Services PMI was positive right here. They're forecasting it to be 55.4. It was 56.9, so pretty high. And you can see that price is actually doing the opposite. This is why you don't want to trade news, because if you trade off news and think that price is going to go in your direction, you know, odds of it going that way are not likely on open. This can correct back up though. So this right here could be a fake out where price comes down and then it shoots back up to retest news price. So back to my analysis from earlier, guys, I mentioned that price was overextended from here. So this was the high and price was overextended about 3,000 pips. Here's the consolidation phase right here. So price did consolidate a little bit right here. It traced up and consolidated down this area. And then now it's continuing to drop lower. So the continuation is now dropping lower and lower. However, I still don't recommend people just hop into, you know, some sells at this point, because we have no target price point below. What I can do here is I can look on the higher time frames, like the 1 hour. There's no target price below there. The 4 hour, there's still no target price low down there. 8 hour. So it looks like the next target price is going to be, it's pretty far down. So there's really no point in us. It's actually in a zone right now. So if you look here on the daily, price is actually in a zone right now. So if you guys check this out, see the SR rejection strategy that we apply. There was actually like 2 entries, right? There's 1 entry right here, actually, this candle right here. And you guys can see that the SR rejection, I mean, still works on other time frames. But yeah, it's still pushing, and it's pushing into this lower zone right here. So if you guys want to play around with it on higher time frames, you guys can. Looks like price is continuing to drop. There's like literally no area down here that it's looking, that's going to be the support. I mean, if you look on the 8 hour over here, there's a support that's, well, it's currently within a zone. So it's within a zone right now. The support's going to be down here, which is about 4,000 pips away on the daily chart. It's within a zone as well. The next area of rejection is about 4,000 pips away. So what I'm looking for at this point is I'm looking for price to consolidate within the zone on the daily and the 8 hour. And then from there, we can take continuation sells once more zones create here on the 1 minute. So just a matter of time, because you guys can see right here that this is starting to create a bigger zone right here. So just be patient. I mean, we're still waiting for price to pass the threshold right here. which is going to be the next minute or so. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to go over here to our clean chart, or what we consider our clean chart. And I'm going to mark up structure here so that you guys can see the liquidity. There's a lot of liquidity sitting here. So if price does swing back up at some point, which it probably will, because price will likely not drop forever, you guys will have an idea where liquidity is sitting. Trying to see how, like, where did this drop move from? So if you look here on the 1 hour, price is actually in a range. So it's not necessary, you can't really see it on the shorter time frames, but on the 1 hour, you can see it better. That price is in a range. So price kind of dumped right here, and then it retraced up a little bit, and it just went sideways, and now it's in a range. So realistically here on the 1 hour, price kind of just corrected back to where it was last week. So on the first over here, price was down here, price pushed up slightly, and then the weekend happened, right? The long weekend. So the long weekend happened right here, price dumped to correct back to where it was, because this is where the range is supposed to be. So you can see the big range right here, but realistically the range was like around this point. Right, so basically all this manipulation happened, not necessarily manipulation, but it was like a big push of volatility, pushed up, came back below for correction. And then here it's determining whether it's going to fake people out, because you can see how price is below this zone within a zone. This could be a fake out, and then price can swing right back up and then just go back into the same range that it was going through since last week. So you guys just look at the patterns here. The patterns just repeat itself. You know, US30 is one of the assets that it's easy to identify the ranges where price can likely fake out. You just kind of want to outsmart the retail traders. So if the retail traders are currently selling or buying, you want to do the opposite. You want to see where price is going to go in the opposite direction. So like, for example, here, sentiment right now is going up. You can see a lot of people are buying the dip, right? So it went up from 55 to 56 to now 57. So as you can see, a lot of retail traders are currently buying because they're thinking price is going to swing back up. So what do I think is going to happen here? This is probably not going to play out. And I think price will continue to drop lower. So, but the thing is with this here, is the problem is that, you know, although I think price is going to drop lower, we don't have a target price point for price to reach. The target price point here on the 8 hour and the daily it's just too low. Let me see where the sessions here on daily. So there's no sessions on here, but on the 8 hour, price is like literally at the Asia low. So what I'm typically looking for is like where price could bounce, right? If I want to chase the sell here, I need to see where price is likely to bounce from, so I know where to exit, or where I know where to pull out. The areas down here. So this is where the bounce is likely to happen if it does continue dropping. But this is like too far of a push. It's 4,780 pips. So I think price will maybe retrace before it gets to that point. That's why I don't really want to take a sell yet, because price can really, I mean, it can literally retrace at any moment. But what I'm looking for is for the zones here on the 1 minute to create. So here's a range right now for the 1 minute. It looks like price just broke into this range, and now it's just going to continue going sideways for a while within this area here. All right, so let's see. And this is fine. If price continues to range around this area, these zones over here are going to disappear. And once these zones here disappear, new zones are going to create below here. So it's just a matter of time. You just got to be patient waiting for these zones to come up. I'll keep refreshing this to see if anything here is gone. So this one here is deleted. It's no longer there. Honestly, I'm not going to bother redrawing the zones up here because there's too many. And I think these are going to erase anyways as price continues to move below here. So going back to the main chart here, I'll draw two different zones where price kind of broke below. So there's one zone right here, price broke below, and then here's the new zone down here. So price is really just kind of going sideways. It came down a little bit, faked out. I think right here, they're looking to lure in some more buyers. Exactly, yeah. Brian said price squeezing up for that for a power up, yeah. So you can see right here where price is squeezing. And you guys can see right here, the sentiment just increased again. It's now at 58. So this is what I assume is going to happen. I'm assuming that they're going to fake out up right here, or they're going to keep pushing it sideways until this number here increases. Once this gets to like 60%, they're going to dump price. So I wouldn't recommend chasing any buys right now. This is probably going to go sideways for a bit. They might push it up a little higher back into this area, because by doing that, they're going to trick some more of these buyers to hop in, right? They're looking to lure in a lot more retail traders on the buy side, people looking to buy the dip. That's normal, right? Everyone tries to buy the dip. So I think they're going to push it up a little bit. And if this number here increases to like 60%, then it's probably going to dump right back down. So they're probably going to push it sideways for a bit, maybe push it up a little bit if possible. If not, they'll just keep pushing it sideways until the number increases. And then once it reaches like 60%, expect a dump to happen. You're just going to dump from there. So we'll sit tight and watch this develop. But yeah, it looks like volatility is going to die down a bit right now as they start to churn in some more sellers here. I think they're just going to keep pushing price down and up. I think what they're doing here is like they're going to push this sideways a little bit more, just going to range, and then they're going to slowly push it up. So push it up, sideways, push it up, sideways, like a slow little push, and then eventually they're just going to dump it right back down. So here's the thing. A lot of people don't trade on the 1 minute, right? We're one of the few groups that trades on the 1 minute. Typically, a lot of people are looking on the hourly. So this is what people are looking at right here. They're looking at this, or I'll go on a different chart. I don't want to mess this one up. Let's go over here. So we're like some of the few traders who trade on the 1 minute because we understand how to read it. This is pretty difficult for a lot of people to look at. Typically, people will look on the 15-minute and they start to see a low get established right there, right? So 15 minutes, some people trade on the 30-minute, some people trade on the 1 hour. They're looking for a low to get established right here, which I don't blame them because that's how everyone's taught, right? They look for these lows to be established. Once they see this low established, I think for the next couple candles, it's going to keep touching the same area. And then what happens? A lot of people enter buys there. They think price is going to skyrocket, but it does the opposite. Price will push up a little bit, give them some hope, and then dump it right back down and stop them all out. It's actually dumping right now. So it looks like the market makers are looking to stop some people out right now already. So I think this is like their first phase. Right here, it looks like the people who entered. So you can see the number here decreased, right? It went from 58 to 57. That's because of that 1% of people just got stopped out. Typically what happens is people enter. This is usually what happens, right? They see price push up like that. And what do people typically do? They enter a buy here. Like if you're looking to buy the dip, they enter a buy right here. They put their stop loss right here to be super close. And I'm sure you guys have done this before. You guys try to take the opposite move. You put your stop loss super close right there, and then you try to go for a 2-to-1, right? You go for something like this. You think price is going to go your way. It comes down. So you think price is okay, going to shoot up at some point. It pushes down right here. Stops them out. And what do you think is going to happen next? The people who got stopped out right here, they're waiting for another reentry. So as another low here gets established, they're going to try to re-enter again at that point. So the first wave of people here who entered got stopped out already. It's at 57%. This is why it's important that you guys look at the sentiment, because you can read where retail traders are currently trading. A lot of people don't know how to use this because they don't really see where and you can see again right there, 58%, right? Went right back up. What happens to the people who got stopped out? They re-entered. So what do you think is happening right here? They entered here for a buy. Where's their stop loss going to be? Right there, right? This is going to be the second attempt to stop people out. So just don't fall for this trap here, guys. Don't fall for the trap in either direction because you're just going to get faked out. I think eventually price is going to continue dropping, but right now they're looking to basically lure in some more buyers. The number here just increased again. So we'll continue watching right here. I'll go and update the zones over here. 1 minute. Let me scroll up real quick. Yeah, exactly. Same analysis, Maddie. Solange said, I think they finally fixed IG sentiment. Daily FX has been good enough, though. Yeah, no, I prefer to just use daily FX, Solange. It works fine for me, so I just use them. It's pretty much the same data. It's just updated a little better. B said, come on, Mark, you give me another 3,500 to pass my new accounts before I go on holiday Thursday morning. Yeah, hopefully, B. B said, would you sell off the retest if that happens? I wouldn't be because like there's no guarantee price is gonna retest and come back down, right? This can easily push up higher because if they want to lure in some more buyers, they got to give them hope, right? They're not gonna keep stopping them out. If they stop them out too fast, people are not gonna keep trying to buy the dip. So I personally wouldn't. I would wait for a confirmation. So you can see that price is now ranging around this area right here. So with price ranging around this area over here, guys, with price ranging around this area, this will eventually, well, what I'm going to look at is going to be the sentiment, of course. When this number here increases, then I'll expect a drop. But until this increases, I think this will continue to range and even push up slightly. So the thing to keep an eye out for is going to be this here. It's currently at 58. When it goes up to like 59, 60%, then I would expect a second wave of stop outs. But I think till then, price will just keep, pushing sideways. See, B said the 15-minute candle is huge. I was thinking maybe retrace halfway. Let's check. I don't know, not necessarily. I mean, yeah, you could typically see that, but if you look at the previous candles, there was like this one retraced like to the full candle, right? This one following it. This one over here didn't retrace at all. This one over here retraced slightly. So I mean, possibly there could be a retracement. It doesn't always happen on these candles. Like if you had an entry, then yeah, I could see that, but there's no entry off. It's just a big candle, right? B. So like, for example, if you had a momentum signal like this here, then yeah, or some type of entry. Like if you had a pivot scalp entry or something like that. Like for example, right here's a pivot scalp entry, right? Or actually there's no pivot scalp entry there. This right here is a pivot scalp entry. So see how this was a buy signal with a momentum right here, and then it retraced and then it reversed. That's where I would see the retracement happening. I don't see it happening on like every single candle. It's only if there's an entry on it. That's why like for our entries here on the red flags, it's only for entry. So like, for example, candle prior to entry is too large. If there is an actual entry there, then yeah, I could see a retracement. I think there might have been an entry here, maybe for an SR scalp. You just got to look at the strategies and see if there's anything there. Because usually when you have an entry, the trade's either going to win or lose, right? The random candles don't really have any say per se, with regard to direction, because it's just a random candle, or not necessarily a random candle, but like for example, right here, see right here where it's That's the pivot sell because we have a momentum signal, trend meters red, but it actually retraces. So we have a kind of big candle here and then retraces up before it comes back down. $15-minute V3. On this one right here, I don't, oh yeah, possibly a V3 in the opposite way. So this is actually where you can look for the reversal that you're looking for, B. So say there's a 15-minute V3 right here, or actually, no, it wouldn't work because the bias is for a sell. So the V3 would have to be in the opposite direction. Because the bias here is, and you can see the number here increased, it's at 59%. So it's doing exactly what we were anticipating. So let's see, I'm gonna go and draw this right here. I'm just gonna redraw the little range again. But you guys can see the number here increase and then it decreased, or let me refresh it. It was at 59 like a second ago. Yeah, it's still at 59 right here. So with the number here increase, you can expect a possible drop to happen. So the target price point that you guys are looking for, if you're looking to sell, is going to be right here, right? Because this is the low. This is where people's stop losses are sitting. So let me go over here. I'm just going to take this range off. I don't care about the range. I care about the target price point. So this is going to be target price point right here. It's going to be considered like a liquidity zone because price will continue ranging here. But if price reaches this point below here, then it's going to spike right through it because it's going to hit everyone's stop loss. Right here, there's like 59% of retail traders currently buying. So if this ends up dropping below there, you know, a good amount of people right here are going to get stopped out, probably like 2%. This will go like from 59 to like 57. So just something to keep in mind. Or price may continue pushing up. Maybe they want to keep luring in some more buyers. Might want to push up to 60, 65%. For the most part, the way that I see this building up is for the week, right? So it's only Tuesday and we're also coming back from a long holiday weekend. So I think this will continue pushing up or eventually push up so that this can build up to like 60, 65, 70%. Once it's there, then it's going to be so easy to take sells because whenever you see any sell entries, odds are it's probably going to keep moving in your direction because we'll have a bias. Let's see, Peter over here sent a message. Let's see, Peter said in 37 minutes, press briefing by White House COVID-19 response team, public health officials. All right, so an update over here with regard to COVID-19 from the White House. It's gonna be at 8 o'clock. So by the time that our session ends, that'll be about, oh yes, yeah, my yawn indicator. Yeah, the market has died down and more COVID news in the next 30 minutes. Yeah, Peter said, yeah, time for people to get their 12th booster. You know, I heard they're going to start having like a monthly booster for like COVID, which is crazy. Yeah, every 3 months. It's crazy. Anyways, price is still ranging around the area right here. This is the current range. Price just keeps going sideways around these points. Yeah, no, same here, B. Same boat with you. That's all I did so I could do stuff, but I don't see myself doing anymore. All right, so price is just ranging around this area right here. See how the number here increased. So my main focus right now is going to be the sentiment, because if this number here continues to increase, then I'm expecting a bigger drop to happen. It's already increased a couple percentage points since price last dropped. It was at like 56%. It's up like 59, so it's up 3%. on the buy side. And you can see here the numbers keep changing. It's going between 58 and 59 because a lot of people are getting scared. It seems like the people who are entering the buys here, trying to buy the dip, are starting to get scared when price starts to drop a little lower. So when price comes back below, they get worried and they get pulled out. Or what they happen to do is they move their stop loss in profit or to break even. So right. See, Patrick is asking, would you take a pivot scalp in this area when it comes up or wait for an SR zone established? I'd wait for an SR zone, Pat. I wouldn't necessarily enter right here because price is in a range. So even if you were to take an SR, not an SR, a pivot scalp, you wouldn't necessarily be convinced that price is going to keep dropping, right? Because if you take a trade here for a sell, you can see where your stop loss would be. Like say, for example, you get a pivot scalp right here entry and price is ranging, Pat. The range here is too wide. If your stop loss is only 300 pips, you can easily get stopped out before it comes back down because it's bouncing between these two high lows right here. So basically this high and this low, it just would be too close. If your stop loss could have been outside of here, then this would have been better. But since it's like within it and it's too close, it's a very good chance that you'll get stopped out. Also, the spread's pretty wide. It's at 190. So it's just not a good area for you to be trading. All right, price is starting to push up a little bit. Let's see if the number here increase. It's back at 59%. So it's doing exactly what we're anticipating. We're anticipating them to lure in some more buyers, right? With that said, I think this number here is going to keep increasing as price pushes up higher. Target price point is going to be news price right here for the retest. I don't know if price will actually reach this point, but this will be the target price structure for this to reach. So right here, you can see it's now at 60%, right? They're luring in so many buyers right now. So whoever's bandwagoning onto these buys, I'm expecting a dump to happen at some point. So this is perfectly fine. That price is pushing up like this. I just wouldn't recommend anyone chase this here. I'd probably chase it for a swing right back down. A couple things to look out for would be rejection off the pivots and a possible continuation back down. Now let's check that 15-minute that B was looking at. So it's at the halfway mark right here. We'll see if it ends up coming back down further. So it's at 60% right now. So you can see that the real time change in the sentiment here, right? As people start to gain confidence in the buys right here, I think price will just range for a bit again. Might push up a little higher. Range further. And then swing all the way back down to stop everybody out. Because the thing is, if you enter for a trade up here, your stop loss got to be super wide. This is a 2,000 pip drop. And then you have liquidity sitting right here. So it's going to hurt. Whoever gets caught in the drop right here, I mean, it's going to hurt for whoever's on the buy. But again, price point or target price point is going to be news price right here. This is going to be the first level of price structure for it to reach. Yeah, just like as Pat referred to, price print on this lower low. So I can see this being a pretty strong area of liquidity right here. Nice. Marco said 300 bucks to go and he passes his challenge. So nice work, Marco. I think you're going to be funded, right? Because you're on your verification right now. So nice work. Just got to be patient, right? You don't want to force it. Just make sure you only take it if you see something quality there. Okay, so here's the 3 minute. I think price. See, typically our 3 minute here is probably what you guys would set it to 530. 30. I'm not taking this trade right here, but I think if you're doing the counter trend 3 minute daily, this is what it would look like. B's asking, it was for a buy counter trend. It would be for a sell because the trend is down. The entry is for a buy. So you do the opposite of it. Because the entry is for a buy, which is counter trend. The trend is bearish. So the entry here was a buy. You do the opposite of the actual entry because you're going the direction of the trend. So it'd be like this right here. So I'm going to mark it up and we'll see if price comes back down from this point. I mean, I'll just watch it. There goes a rejection off the pivot that I was mentioning earlier. This is a rejection you guys were looking for, or that I was looking for. This might start the drop to the downside. So we'll see. This will align with the 3 minute as well. So let's see where this goes here. Let's see, piece it opposite. It would be the opposite of, so the way that this strategy worked, I think we still have the requirements here. There we go, price drops lower. 3 minute counter trend confluence. So you're looking for an entry, you confirm the first momentum signal, confirm the trend meter is opposite. So this is opposite right here, right? Trend meter is red, momentum is green. You enter on the open of the falling candle. So like basically, if you have a buy here and the trend meter is red, you're entering for a sell. Do you get what I'm saying, B? I think you have it confused. Yeah, but yeah, it does have to be opposite, but you're doing the opposite of momentum. So if the trend is pointing down and the momentum is giving you a buy, you do the opposite and take a sell. So that's how it typically would run. I know it's kind of confusing because we haven't seen it in a while. So it looks like price is pushing below. So just an FYI, guys, I'm kind of playing around with it. I did enter a couple entries here for a sell with a trailing stop. First one broke even, second one made me 220. I'll post some of my profits to show you guys. And you guys can kind of just look at it to see what I'm doing here. There's no official entries, but I'm playing around with it because I'm taking trades off analysis here. Take a screenshot of this. And there's nothing here that's official, right? These are just trades that I'm taking off speculation because I'm trading off just literally off my analysis. So none of these trades are going to count. It's just trade that I'm taking on my own. You guys will see the difference in profits here too, because I'm using the trailing stop. Check the other account here as well. Nice. Jonathan said, take a quick move off your analysis, Sean. Nice work, Jonathan. The only reason I took the sell there is because I was anticipating a dump right back down. Looks like a lot of you guys here are posting profits as well, so we'll take a look at those. Yeah, and let me just post these up real quick. Show you guys what I took here. So these are just trades like strictly off analysis. There's no strategy really being applied. I'm just looking for price structure where price is going to be, targeting, and I'm just riding with the trailing stop. So here are my trades right here. Here's my main account. You can see the red strips because it's hitting my stop loss in profit. Here's my first trade that I took earlier this morning. I made 510. I just trailed the stop. Right here's the trade that I took off the drop right here. You know how it spiked up right here? Price came down, spiked up. It basically stopped me out at break even, gave me like a small loss. I had to pay the fees. But here's another one where I re-entered and I pretty much just recovered off it. But you can see the red strips here because I just have a trailing stop trailing it. None of these are official entries. They're just entries that I'm taking off my analysis here on the live. This is my first FTMO, made 700. FTMO copier made 800. My MFF copier 580. My second one 580. Pretty much the MFFs are the same. The only difference is the FTMOs over here. So my profits are sitting okay. These are like all just trailing stop entries. They're not necessarily anything official. So I haven't been pushing anything for full TP, at least not yet, until we have the zones here created. So yeah, I'll just put a little description here. Just quick profits. They're just set and forget entries because I have a trailing stop. So I'm not necessarily putting a TP. I'm just taking the trade with the trailing stop. The stop loss starts at 300 pips. And then if it continues to drop, then great. If not, then it hits my stop loss and profit. So not too bad. It's pretty much where I locked in so far. And, you know, thanks for everybody who's been telling me that I have to start taking my own trades because I've been too cautious looking out for a lot of the members here who aren't like as experienced. I will be taking these trades behind the scenes. Once you guys start to really pay attention and understand my analysis, you guys can take these trades as well. But for the most part, the official trades are only going to be the ones that I break down for you guys to take. So looking at this right here, a couple profits from Dell. Dell's currently up 754. Nice work, Dell. So Dell locked in some pretty good trades right there. A couple losses pre-market or early in the session, and then he made it right back right after. So great work right there, Dell. He said chilling after news. Al over here as well, currently at 4,543. Seems like a lot of you guys are here taking trades directly off my analysis. Same with Al over here. You can see his red strips. He's just moving a stop loss and profit as price continues to, obviously move along. Rick over here as well. He said, don't ask me why he took a buy. So he took a couple trades here. His main loss was off that buy, unfortunately. He's just trading counter trend, trying to catch that that falling dagger, it looks like. But still in profit, a total of 3,909. So it would have been good to, Rick, if you skipped it, it would have been up like 5,000, but it's all good. Happens. Scrolling down. Yeah, exactly. Rick said, try and catch that falling dagger. And here are my profits so far as well. So, I mean, it looks like a lot of you guys are here doing pretty good, just, trading off my analysis. Scotty over here as well. He's currently up 1,082 for the day. Nice work, Scotty. So that's it for those profits there. A couple more profits here in the other chat. Scroll up real quick. Slava over here currently up 3,005. Nice work, Slava. Seth over here as well, currently up 38,225. Nice work, Seth. Per usual. And Nelly over here currently up 3,810. Nice. You got that swing back to the upside. Seth over here now currently up 60,716. That's crazy. Crazy work right there, Seth. Let's see what else we got over here. Other than that, let's see Maddie over here currently up 21,000 off this account. It's just his testing account. He's testing the new strategies that he's playing around with. And then his real account over here, he's up 580. Nice work, Maddie. It's like one full TP right there. Other than that, let's see Cameron over here as well. Currently up 1,815. Let all of his trades hit full TP. So solid work right there, Cameron. Valentine over here as well, currently up 2,748. He let two of them hit full TP. The other ones he closed out early with pretty good profit. All right, guys, not bad. Jay over here as well. Jay's currently up 1,105 off his first account. Looks like he started a new account right here. So great work right there, Jay. And then Jay took another trade. He said, saw another opportunity. Now he's done. Currently up 1,457 for the day. Solid work, Jay. All right, guys, cool. Looks like you guys are doing pretty good. Yeah, Emilzon said Trump 2024. I mean, it's a strong possibility. Hugo here as well. Hugo is currently up 8,419. Nice. All wins, no losses. So as you guys can see, a lot of members here in K2, they're profiting directly off the analysis. We haven't taken any official trades yet, but you've seen that there's over, 10, 20 people here who locked in profit just listening to my analysis from this morning. So if you guys start to pay attention and listen, you guys can also make moves like this as well. Here we go as price pushes up and attempts to test the news price right here. 740 right now, so it's 20 minutes till 8. But as you guys can see, price is coming up and testing this area before it comes, right back down. Other than that, here goes a full TP off that 3-minute. So if you guys are following it, this is John's counter trend trade for the 3-minute daily, full TP. So we're not going to count that trade because we didn't take it, but we just wanted to follow it and see if it played out, which it did. So nice work. Not sure if John's on right now, but definitely John. Strategy played out pretty solid. All right. So here we are. Price broke right past the first target price point. Next target price point is going to be right here. Yeah, Marco said, still not posting mine until after the live. Yeah, no, exactly. Stanley said, is it the south the signal closes? So not sure which strategy you're looking at, Stanley, but right now there's no SR entries available. Until we get some zones below here, then we might have some, but there's no zones below here yet. So price came back up here. As I mentioned, this is not a good area to trade because right here, price is currently at an area of manipulation. One of two things can happen. Price will either fake out right here and come back down, or it'll fake out below here and swing right back up, right? So just keep that in mind. There's these horizontal lines are areas of manipulation. There's no guarantee price is going to go one way or the other. Price can literally push up, fake out, come back down, fake out again, and then push right back up. So you just want to be careful taking trades around this area. The best you can do is just to not trade around this area to prevent yourself getting caught in a bad position. So I'm not looking to take any trades around this area. I'm waiting for it to push below here. And I'm looking for some zones to come up around here. Once zones get created around this area, we can start taking some sells or buys. I mean, it just depends on where we have the rejections from. The trend meter is starting to turn green. So if price does swing above, I mean, we can still take trades above here, but there's a lot of sessions around this area. We have the Asia high, London high, New York high, and then below here we have the Asia low, New York low, and London low. So either way, this whole area here, we can't really take any trades due to where price is currently at. So I would prefer that price stays below this point down here because we're not going to be able to take any trades around this area. Scrolling up real quick. Let's see, nice. Yeah, Jonathan said take a quick move off your analysis, Sean. Great work, Jonathan. David said actually might get back to open. Stanley said it was after it bounced off the pivot. So, oh yeah, so like right here, if you had a sell signal here, this would be considered a pivot scalp entry, but right now we're not applying any other strategies aside from the K2SR rejection. Market is starting to move a bit directional right now, but the way that price is currently moving is based off the long weekend, right? Because the market was closed on Monday, so we're getting a lot of volatility today off that closed day. A lot of the orders that were placed, yesterday and over the weekend are finally getting filled, and that's why price is moving so quickly. This doesn't necessarily mean that the volatility is going to stay like this throughout the entire week, because we're still technically in summer right now. The fall season hasn't started yet. I don't know, what's the first day of fall? Let me check. First day of fall is September 22nd. So we're still in summer right now. So just keep that in mind. The market hasn't necessarily confirmed that it's moving directional yet. It's just for today because today's it's the first day back from a long weekend. So I'm going to stick to the K2SR rejection entries for now until we have, better confirmation that market's moving directional. Once it's moving super directional, then we can start taking trades with other strategies. You guys are more than welcome to apply them yourself, but for me personally, I'm not going to be applying them because I don't want to get caught in these fake outs here. But yeah, you're right, Stanley. If there was a sell signal here, it would have been considered a pivot scalp entry, right? If you got a sell signal at this point, price was below the pivots, or I mean, technically it's not below the pivots because it's still above right here, but it's technically below all of them if you were to consider just this candle here. Trend was also red. So if you did get a sell signal at this point, it would be considered a pivot scalp, but I personally wouldn't take it because you can see here that price was in a range. A lot of the other strategies that you're familiar with, the older strategies, they're all directional strategies. So you don't want to trade when price is moving sideways. So for example, here, price is moving sideways below here. And then it was also moving sideways right here. So it went sideways here. Then once this was done, pushed up, moved sideways right here. Now price is moving directional, but for how long? Until it comes back down. Yeah, Stanley said, wish I had the anticipation and good judgment calls to take those analysis trades with bigger lots. Like most of you just need to gain confidence. And thanks for the explanation. Yeah, no problem, Stanley. I know you just came back from a little break. So I think the more that you stick on the charts and the more live sessions you attend, you're going to understand what I'm referring to right here. Our bias here is still bearish. So looking over here at sentiment, long-term bias here is still bearish. Short-term bias right here is starting to shift to bullish, but this can be a fake out. So price kind of just pushed up right here, reach structure. You can see where the rejection's happening right here, right? It rejected directly off the London low and news price. So this wick rejection right here is indicating a possible reversal. So this here might indicate that price might drop below here. And then once it drops below this price point, it'll just correct back down lower. And then we also have a zone right here now. So these zones up here are so far away that they're starting to disappear. As they disappear, new zones are going to get created below here. Yeah, exactly. Maddie said market is definitely setting up for the fall. I agree. So this is kind of what I see happening here, right? So price came up, rejected off the structure right here. This is kind of what I see happening. So I see price dropping. It might not happen right now. It might happen, a little later today, but eventually I do see price dropping to this point. And this is going to be the structure that you're looking for. This is going to be the next price point right here. And then once price reaches this point, it'll probably come back up for the retest and continuation. So I wouldn't really be looking for any buys right now because everything here is still pointing towards a sell. The way that I see it, they're still looking to lure in some more buyers here. But you can see here that this is now bearish. Looking over here at the fundamentals are also, or they're pretty much neutral now. So we have a neutral to bearish bias long-term, short-term. It's still pretty neutral as well. Because price is shifting up, but it may be coming down at some point. It's just a matter of time. So I'll clean this up right here. You guys can see the liquidity over here actually got hit. So if you guys are marking up liquidity from this point, it got hit a little earlier. So right here, price was in the range. We had an area of liquidity right here. If price hit this point, which it did, target price point was up here. And I think it did hit that too. So yeah, price broke through liquidity right there. And then it pushed up higher. And then it's now at this area of liquidity right there. So we already pre-drew these lines, like these lines were already there at that point. Next area of liquidity is going to be up here. but I'm not looking to trade in this direction. So what I would personally do is I would continue to draw liquidity on the bottom side. So just be prepared for the correction back to the bottom. So I'm gonna draw this right here. And you can see how a lot of liquidity is sitting on both sides, right? You have liquidity above there, you have liquidity below here as well. So, I mean, price is basically making its way back to opening price, which is right here. It's almost there back to open. It's about 900 pips away. It's not that far. But you guys can see where price is ranging from right now, right? So price is ranging from this structure and this structure below. So there goes the consolidation phase. We'll see if price makes its way past these sessions right here. If price does make its way past these sessions, target price can be opening price right here, the blue line. But I wouldn't chase it. I mean, personally, I'm not looking to take any buys here. I'm looking for price to confirm the swing back to the downside. And then from there, I'll start looking for some sells. All right, Maddie, we'll see you tomorrow. So Maddie's getting off. He's not liking how the market's moving right now. Same here. Let's see if there's anything else here that we look at. See, spreads down to 170. It's still kind of wide, but not there yet. Okay, so here we go. As price pushes up higher, target price point is going to be opening price right there. I know, right, Rick? Played out perfect. Let's take a look at sentiment again. Sentiment here is increasing. 59% still. So it looks like they're looking to Lawrence, and there we go. It's now at 60%. So now that it's at 60%, we'll probably see some sort of drop happen here. It might come up, hit opening price, and then from here, it might be making its way back down. Clean this up a little bit. However, it is getting close to 8. So if you guys have any questions or you want me to cover anything, let me know right now so that we can cover it before we get off the live session. Just keep in mind, if you have any detailed questions, we're having our mentoring session later today at 2 p.m. So we can answer those questions more in detail later today. Otherwise, you know, if you guys don't want the mentoring session today, we can always just postpone it until next week. So we'll see where this goes. Anyway, sentiment's still up 60%. So if it starts to stabilize around this area, which I think it will, because we have a lot of red flags around this area. We have all these horizontal lines. We have the London high, New York high, Asia low, London low, etc. Also, we have the news coming up later in the next few minutes. We have the press briefing conference by the White House regarding the COVID-19 response team. So this is going to affect the market, obviously. If they're saying that, you know, COVID is getting worse or getting better or whatnot, it's going to affect the market one way or the other. You know, whether we like it or not, it's going to have some sort of impact on the market. So yeah, unfortunately, no official entries today, which is okay because we're coming back from a long weekend. So we weren't really expecting markets to move too smoothly today. So let's see. Price is literally back to where market opened. So it's like price literally went nowhere. So market opened right here at 630. Price pushed up slightly, about 700 pips. Price then dropped about 3,500 pips. And then now price is back to where it was right here. So as you can see where price is at, it's like price literally went nowhere for the entire session. So this is going to be the crossroad. I think right here at this point, this is where you have to determine whether price is going to continue dropping for the rest of the session or price is going to correct back up and push up higher, right? So there's a lot of different ways to analyze the market. Since price is back to where it was on open, right here, there's a couple different predictions or assumptions that you guys can make. You can assume that price is going to bounce off this point and correct back down and just continue dropping for the rest of the session. Or you can assume that price is going to break above here and reverse for the rest of the session, right? There's only like two different things that can happen here. Price will either correct back down, or it's going to break above opening price and, you know, continue pushing. Stanley said, what's your opinion? I'm going to sell. Opinions wherever sentiment's pushing me, right? If you look at sentiment, what's it telling you? It's telling you that retail sentiment traders, or retail sentiment's basically showing you that retail traders are currently buying right now. So what do? I do the opposite. So if you ask me, I'd probably be in a sell. But the thing is, you kind of entered a little early right here because price didn't even get to opening price yet. I mean, you can still hold it. I'm hoping you're like in a small lot size where it's not too big of a risk. But you probably would have wanted to wait for it to confirm first because it hasn't confirmed anything, right? I've marked up this area here, but price hasn't actually touched opening price yet. It got close to it, but not necessarily. And like, it's not necessarily at that point. It touched the red, I mean, the purple line, which is the sessions. And this could have been a fake out. So price could have touched you right there, pulled back down for a fake out, bounced off this session right here. So it's basically faking out a bunch of times until it confirms its direction. Typically, if you were to enter a sell or enter a buy, you want to wait for that confirmation. Like you want it to push away from this area or push away from this area here. Because, I mean, you have like a 50% chance. If you take any trades around these red flags, you're basically gambling at that point. That's why we don't trade around those areas, right? The red flags here, when to avoid trades when price is near sessions, prices near opening price, and prices near news price. These are like the three main things to avoid. And you're like right in the middle of all of it. Opening price is right here, sessions is right there, news price is right there. You literally have like the top three red flags all in the same area. But I mean, it's fine. If you have an analysis and you have you know, some sort of idea that you think price is going to drop, then you know, it's fine, Stanley. Whenever you take a trade, you just got to make sure that you're confident about it. Don't just take a trade for whatever reason. Don't just take a trade because it's like you think price is going to drop. Like actually have some sort of analysis that price is going to continue in that direction. So for me, in order for me to take that sell, like how you're in a sell right now, this is what I would have looked for me personally, right? I would have looked for price to reject off opening price right here, come up, reject off here, and I would have waited for this price to come down, some sort of retracement, and then from here I would enter, and then I would have my sell like at some point right here, and then my stop loss to be somewhere right here, and I just have a trailing stop, just writing it down even lower. So here we go, price finally touched opening price. So it reached the price structure that we're looking for. Now you just got to wait for it to come below, because this is going to be the turning point whether price is going to reverse to the upside, because this is what could happen. You know, worst case scenario here, price push up, pushes past it, retest, and continues up higher, reaches this area right here, and then comes right back down. Because there's just a lot of target areas that price needs to reach before it can come down, right? So if I turn off, you know, I'll just go and delete these because we're not using them right now. So let me just show you like where I would have considered the entry too early. So see where you entered around this point right here. There's still a lot of areas here where price needs to test. So you entered around like little below this this opening price. There's still another sessions right here that it could test. Another one right here. And then another one right here. So there's a lot of areas where price could still push up before it ends up coming, you know, all the way down. That's why for me personally, if I was looking for a sell here, I'd either wait for it to come and test these areas above here, or I would wait for it to bounce off one of the structures, come back below, confirm, And then this is where I'd make the entry down here. I know I'd miss out on a, you know, a lot of movement right here, like over 1,000 pips, but you know, I'd be a little more safe with where I was looking to catch a drop. Gosh, okay, so Stanley said he took it right before the little push up at 308. $308. 308's like way down here, Stanley. I think you might be missing a number, no? Or maybe because I don't see any 308s here. 308 would be like down here, no? Like, but I don't think price has gone to that point yet. Yeah, 308 would be like right here. Oh, 31. Okay, gotcha. 31, 308. So your entry was right here. Gotcha. Oh yeah, you got in like super early. Because the target price point was a blue line right here, the opening price. So if anything, if I was to enter at some point, I would enter like way up here. But you can see prices coming back down right here. Price came up, reached opening price, faked out, and now it's coming back down. But here's a problem: like there's no confirmation that price is going to continue dropping. So that's why it's kind of risky. I do think eventually price will come back down though. You know, just if you keep an eye on this right here. All right, so this isn't necessarily going to be beneficial because it looks like a lot of the people who bought already, you know, they already pulled out. So it was 60%. Now it's at 58. Looks like a lot of people who were buying, they caught the push up and then they felt the risk here. So they already pulled out. Now I think price might just consolidate a little bit and might push up a little higher because in order for them to really dump price heavily, they need this to be pretty high, right? Because the market makers are not going to make a lot of money if they just stop out like 3% of people right here. They want this to be up higher. So like if this is up to like 65% and they dump it down and then say like 10% of those people get stopped out, they make a ton of profit off those people. It's only at 58. So if they dump it like 3%, they're not going to make a lot of money. It's not worth their effort because they take on a lot of risk pushing price around like that. So, but I think price is going to push down eventually, Stanley. So hopefully your stop loss is wide enough and you took a small lot size to basically handle the drawdown. But I do think eventually price will make its way back down. You're just in a really bad area right now. This whole area where these horizontal lines are sitting, this is all an area of manipulation. So this is like where you definitely don't want to be. You want to be whether price is outside of this area or below it, because right there you'll be able to have a free push, you know, to the next structure. So if price breaks below here, next area is going to be down here, or vice versa. If you take a buy up here, your next structure is going to be up here. But since you're like right in the middle, you can see where price keeps bouncing off of, right? So like if you look over here, price went up to this point, bounced off the pink line, came up above here, bounced off the green line, price came up here, bounced off the purple line. Like all these lines here mean something. So it's all good. I mean, see, Stanley said, I think my problem is I feel like I'm going to miss the majority of push. Yeah, you keep FOMOing into trades, right? That's like everyone's main problem. FOMO and revenge trading. So I think the thing with you is you have to be in your own mind, right? You can't be like thinking that you're going to miss something. Like if you have an analysis and you know that price can go that way, then take a trade. But if you're just FOMOing the trades because you fear that you're going to miss out on the move, then you're trading off emotion. Because you're really just trading on, like realistically, if you're FOMOing to a trade, you're really just getting emotional and taking a trade because you're like, oh, I'm going to miss this, so I better take it. And then you take it and you're like, damn, why did I even get into this position? So yeah, no, if you can like hop onto the mentoring session later, Stanley, I mean, I could help you if you have any specific questions. But I mean, your issue is something that everybody has. You're not the only one that makes that same mistake. I mean, even I make it sometimes. So all I can say is that only take trades if you have an actual analysis and you know where price is going. Don't just take trades just because. Yeah, B said the way I learned to be better at that is consider you might miss it, but you also might miss out on a loss. So if you wait for confirmations and lose some points, you'll profit more in the end by taking less losses. And I agree too, B. So that's the way I do it too, Stanley. Like typically I'll wait for an entry, but if I miss it or if it comes out too late, then I'll just skip it. But if I, enter it after it's already confirmed, then I'll just take it and I'll take, less profit. I'd rather take less profit than, eat a loss. Let's see. Rick just posted his profits right now. He said he just needs 919 to pass. He's currently up 7,081 for the day. Nice work, Rick. Man, killer. So Rick just almost passed his challenge in one day. Risky trades, but it looks like they're playing out. So solid, Rick. Nelly over here as well. Took a couple more trades up 15,840. Nice work, Nelly. Tasha over here as well. Tasha said done for the day, just taking some little pushes. She locked in a total profit of about 500 for the day. Nice work, Tasha. And then she took another trade there and she said she's now done. She locked in a total of 621 for the day. Great work, Tasha. Mace over here as well. Mace had a solid day, locked in 88,651 for the day. Damn, crazy. Huge push right there, Mace. Nice work. Let's see if I'm missing anything else here. Mills on as well. He said he was testing the quick trade manager with smaller lots, locked in a total of 1,011 for the day. Nice work, Mills on. His second account, 1,034. Nice, not bad at all. And his third account over here, 2,455. So nice, solid work, Mills on. He's asking, does FTMO Quick Trade Manager make a sound when entering a trades? I don't think so. Or I'm not sure actually. Sound when entering. Let's see. I think that's about it. Seth over here up 70,929. Damn, crazy. You guys are killing it. So nice work, guys. And great work to those who are trading, who are just taking trades based off my analysis, right? I know we haven't taken any official trades today due to the fact that there is just no SR entries for us to take. But for you guys who are taking trades just off the analysis, basically what I took today as well, you guys did pretty good. So, all right, guys, it's 8:07 right now. So it's past our 8 o'clock threshold. So we're going to wrap this up for the day. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out through Telegram or email me. Otherwise, I'll be back here in a couple hours, about 6 hours for the group mentoring session. So if you guys have any specific questions, you can save it for the group mentoring session. Otherwise, we'll be back here tomorrow morning for the next live session. Hopefully market moves a bit smoother. Let me check the news for tomorrow to see if there's anything for us to anticipate. Wednesday, September 7th, looks like we have news at 5:30, trade balance light news. 7 o'clock, we have Fed member Messer speaking. So, and then Fed member Brainerd speaking as well. So we do have, tomorrow's basically Fed day with the Fed speaking. We'll try to trade during the time that he speaks. I don't know if this will necessarily affect the market too much, but, we'll see. Hopefully it'll push price in our direction where our zones are sitting so we can take some SR entries. So other than that, guys, I think that's about it. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to email me or message me on Telegram. Otherwise, I'll be back here at about 2 o'clock p.m. Pacific time. It's 8 o'clock right now, so 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2. In about 6 hours, I'll be back here to answer whatever questions you guys have in detail. So other than that, guys, I will see you guys in a few hours. And if not, I will see you guys tomorrow morning for the next live session. So